What is the worst thing about having your period in prison? Having your period. My name is Jen Cutting and I am a woman in long-term recovery. I proudly work with people who are still in active addiction and try and help them get to the other side. I'm also a prison advocate. I was incarcerated, unfortunately, for my substance use disorder. I got arrested for grand larceny. But when I was arrested in 2018, I was a bad methamphetamine addict. And not only that, I was selling it. So those are my 3 incarcerations, all because of my substance use disorder, either grand larceny or drug sales. I'm here to answer all your questions about periods in prison. What happens if you're on your period during a strip search? Well, you would tell the officer before they started to strip you. Normally, they would strip you inside the shower and just let nature take its course, and then you clean up afterwards, unfortunately. What is the difference between jail and prison? Jail is where you go while you're waiting to be sentenced. Prison is where you go after you've been sentenced. Are you allowed pain medication in prison? No. You're lucky if you get a Tylenol or an ibuprofen at best. No, you do not get any pain medication whatsoever. How much do period products cost in prison? It really depends on what state, what area.
A woman in Taconic State Prison would have to spend her entire week's earnings to afford a box of tampons.
Prisons provide pads and tampons for inmates. In some states, they do.
New York is very, very fortunate. Monthly supplies are something that we get every month. It's between the 1st and the 5th of the month, depending on when the trucks come in. A bag of sanitary napkins. If you had a cool officer and there was a surplus of tampons left over from supplies, she would let everybody come back up and pick like 5 more or 8 more. And that was like killer because as we all know, those things go like crazy and you use several of them when you need them, not to be too graphic.
What is period poverty? This is an awesome freaking question because not everybody knows. Period poverty is when you cannot get the supplies that you need to take care of yourself. Well, basically, you don't have enough money to get pads and tampons and you have no way to keep yourself clean. Why is period poverty such a big issue in prison? Imagine you can't get what you need to take care of yourself. That's a big deal, a huge deal.
Only 12 states and the District of Columbia have legal rights to free menstrual products for inmates in state correctional facilities.
Are you allowed to take birth control in prison? It really depends on the state and the situation. If you have an IUD or something that's inserted, it stays till it's time to come out. But if you want to just take the pill, absolutely not. They will not let you. How do you get rid of period products in prison? Just like you would in the real world, you wrap it up and throw it out in the garbage can. What happens if you leak on your period during prison? Well, hopefully you're back in the unit where you live so you can take a shower, but if not, just like in the real world, you gotta make do. You clean up while you can and keep them moving. Are period products ever used for other things in prison? Yes. I used to take that monthly allowance of pads and use it to clean my floor, to clean my toilet, whatever. Do prisoners make homemade tampons? They sure do. You can make a homemade tampon out of a pad that is given to you for your monthly allowance. Are inmates on their period given any extra clothing or showers? It depends on the officer. Everything depends on the officer, but usually no. But if you're on the unit and you get your period really bad, hopefully you can take an extra shower. If not, just gotta do what you gotta do. These are my most asked questions. What are yours?